We are very pressed for time, and right now I would like to give floor to Olena, and she's going to tell us about public organization participation. Good day to you all. My name is Olena. I am representative of public organization. I cannot answer a question how public organizations participate in cyber safety. I can only tell you what I do, what our organization does or is responsible for, because I follow this trend in other organizations. And our main direction and our target group is children. On the basis of our public organization, we have the national hotline since 2013. And I have just a question. Have you heard about this hotline exists in Ukraine? Please raise your hands, those who heard about it.
Скажемо так, напевно, з однієї сторони, я дуже рада, що все-таки такі люди є.
Okay, so I'm glad that there are people who heard about it. But on the other hand, if all of you raised your hands, then probably I would have to retire, because I would understand that everything that could be done was already done. And I hope that after this brief speech that I give, more children and more youth will know about this hotline. And this hotline is one of the directions which we use to consult children's safety on the internet. And I don't know whether fortunately or unfortunately during last years this category is very topical, and the more children address. If speaking about 2017, we had over 25,000 calls from children and from grown-ups who were also calling, being concerned of their children. Speaking in the context of cyber safety, we have top issues they address with.
Поширення такого явища, як кібербулінг і секстинг.
Okay, and then sexting and cyberbullying in the children environment is another item I would like to discuss. So cyberbullying, it's bullying a child by means of information technologies. Unfortunately, or fortunately, internet has perpetuated into our lives a lot, and we probably don't even understand how we can live without it, without using social networks and so on. And children, just like us, grown-ups, use internet. And yesterday I had 3 events in schools of Kyiv Oblast, and we communicated with children. And I was surprised when asked how much time do they spend on the internet or social. And those were teenagers from 13 till 16.
Ну, можливо, відсотків 5 з них сказали, що це максимум 2 години. Всі інші
said that it was about 2 hours a day, and all the others replied that they use internet before school, at school, during the break, after school, and in the evening. So if you make calculations, they spent about 8 hours a day on the internet.
Соціальними мережами, ну, в принципі,
and mostly they're using social networks, of course, but
ну, і чесно, ця цифра вражає, тому що ми якраз таки говоримо, ну, ми не говоримо про те, що там не користуйтеся інтернетом.
Okay, we don't say that don't use internet, but we say that the live communication is so much better than the virtual communication.
І якщо ми повертаємося до тематики
going back to the topic of cyberbullying and sexting,
наразі це, знаєте, от те, що стосується кібербулінгу, напевно, це такий один із найскладніших таких випадків, який може застосовуватися по відношенню до дитини, оскільки досить часто, наприклад, звичайно, що в школах там є якісь певні непорозуміння між дітьми.
Звичайно, що бувають такі ситуації, коли там дитина, наприклад, в класі себе відчуває якимось там ізгоєм, яку там бойкотують, яку принижують, яку б'ють. І настільки вражає дитяча жорстокість, що просто бувають такі випадки, що всі ці знущання, вони просто там and all this bullying, they are sometimes recorded or taped or photographed, and of course they are posted by means of social network. And sometimes children just can't cope with that. And then we have, they address us or phone us, speak about suicides, and parents call us telling that they probably have to transfer the children from one school to another school. And then speaking about sexting is again the kind of problem which
це почалося 15-й, 16-й і продовжується в 17-му році. Що таке секстинг? Це коли, наприклад, дитина пересилає свої фотографії якогось еротичного, інтимного характеру або веде переписку з сексуальним підтекстом. І знову ж таки досить часто це відбувається абсолютно несвідомо зі сторони дитини.
Of erotic context. And as a rule, children don't do it, they do it unconsciously, because they just perhaps fell in love or something like that, and they just want to underline their feelings, but they don't know how to do it, which means to use it, and they think that if they use the picture where they're nude, then perhaps he or she will fall in love with him or her. But this relationship, as a rule, don't go any further, but these communication and these photographs are used against this child in the future. The other thing that we had to deal with, and which was also very problematic, that was parents telling us that children are looking for porn channels, and they watch porn videos, and we understand that children on the internet, they feel more experienced than their parents. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you think it's funny, but
оця велика така травма для батьків, дійсно, коли вони розуміють, що
trauma. I mean, parents are traumatized because they cannot control their children in that relation. And there are different programs that parents use to block sites they don't want their children to go to. But children know how to unblock it and still go to sites they want to go to.
Ще одна проблема, яка знову ж таки можна констатувати її вже досить давно, це в принципі залежність від соціальних мереж. І знову ж таки, якщо говорити, я досить часто працюю з дітьми, проводжу різноманітні заняття в школах. І коли беремо знову ж таки вчорашній випадок, коли я проводила 3 заходи,
yesterday when I had 3 events, I communicated with children on account of which social networks they registered and which social networks they use.
Абсолютно всі. Ну, я не можу сказати, що 100%,
I would say that almost all of them, 99% of them, stated that it was ВКонтакте.
І потім вже там пішло
And then they mentioned Instagram, Twitter, and Skype, or Viber, WhatsApp, and Facebook at the last one.
Нижчому місці. І коли я запитала, чи знають діти, а відповідно я розуміла, що вони знають про те, що був указ президента України,
if they knew that there was the presidential decree on account that you cannot choose social network ВКонтакте, that it is blocked, They said, "Are you weird? Don't you know that there's VPN?" So of course I understand there's VPN. So I just wondered, so do you still use it? Of course we are using it. Perhaps we spent a little less time in Вконтакте, but we're still using it. If there's an alternative like Facebook, they say Facebook is for older people, and we're still very young. And no matter how much we want our children to stop liking Вконтакте and to start liking Facebook, we cannot do it because they got used to be in Вконтакте and they prefer it.
Знову ж таки, з величезною проблемою, з якою ми
стикнулися,
пов'язаною саме з соціальною мережею ВКонтакті, ми стикнулися з нею в минулому році,
and it was last year, and the first call received in summer 2016, and we still keep on solving this problem. It's death quests in social networks. I know that, I think that all of you who knows ВКонтакте, they know about,
звичайно, не сині кити, вони абсолютно вже по-іншому називаються, але тим не менше все одно якби їх основна ціль одна.
They know about these blue whales perhaps or something else. So this is about suicides or situations or like quests that lead children to suicides. And our government thinks that if they blocked Вконтакте, they have solved that problem, but it's not like that, because children and their friends and their parents tell us a completely different story. Despite the fact that this network is closed, children using VPN still go to Вконтакте, and they still, and there are death I mean, they commit suicides while being part of that death quest. We had 455 calls to our hotline on children's suicide and death groups in Вконтакте. While thinking, if I said that we had 25,000 in 9-month calls and having 455 only on this account, it wouldn't seem like a big deal. But I think that every life is very precious. Another tendency to mention, if you have younger sisters or brothers, or if you have small children,
це зараз наразі дуже актуально, не перший рік, це екстрім селфі. Я думаю, що знову ви всі чули про це, ви всі бачили.
I know, I think you all saw and heard about it in mass media.
Собі ведмежу послугу роблять, тобто вони намагаються зробити все можливе для того, аби попередити батьків, попередити доросле населення про те, що такі проблеми в дитячому середовищі існують, але тим не менше, на практиці це показується, що просто діти, які навіть не хотіли, якось не цікавилися цією інформацією, спеціально все це вишукують, спеціально хочуть цим займатися. Ну і от те, що показують знову ж таки дзвінки на нашу дитячу мережу,
they never even intended to do it. I would say that extreme selfie are more popular today for girls or with girls. And if you heard about an 18-year-old girl, Alexandra Kievskaya, she is the pattern of all the teenage girls to follow. She's very popular, using all these tricks of extreme selfie. And girls tell us about her, and they want to be just like her. Speaking about tendencies in brief and perspectives and what we have already achieved and what we want to achieve, apart from providing assistance to our children, we also assist parents, representatives of governmental and non-governmental organizations to get consultations. We held negotiations with the main office Facebook of the USA office, and we're going to cooperate with them because they were much worried about these blue whales in Вконтакте.
не перейшло в
and
мережу
they don't want
Facebook.
it to
Хоча, тим не
transit
менше,
to
дані
Facebook.
групи смерті вже перейшли в
Although
мережу
these
Instagram,
death groups are already on Instagram.
підпорядковуються Facebook.
And you have to know that Facebook runs Instagram too. And we are on the level of this active cooperation with them today.
Того, на які, ну, скажімо так, мережа Facebook, вона містить дуже багато інформації про різноманітні організації в різних країнах, куди можуть звертатися діти, дорослі, які потребують якоїсь певної допомоги, якраз в тому плані, чиї права були порушені за через інтернет-мережі. І ми просто подивилися, що Україна, вона в принципі взагалі там не представлена державними структурами, не громадськими організаціями, в принципі, абсолютно ніяк не представлена. Ну, і тому ми сподіваємося, що ми будемо
we hope to be the first organization to represent Ukraine
представляти Україну в даній соціальній мережі.
In this social network. Where can we find it?
Де знайти?
Hotline.
I
have prepared a presentation, but then I changed my mind and did not want to show it to her. The phone number of hotline, it's 116111. So for Kyivstar and Lifestyle, it's free of charge, and we are negotiating with Vodafone too, because we have chosen another number, and it's European number. And in many European countries, this hotline number is like this. And for Vodafone operators, we also have a number. All consultations are given anonymously and confidentially and free of charge. We do not report neither to parents nor to any other organization. So if there are questions, thank you so much. I have a request to send us all these phone numbers, and we will post link of your organization and these contacts. Good luck.